You're listening to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast with your hosts, Chad and Dale.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode number 233. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
So here we are. The Leafs, they lost to the Rangers last night.
Hell of a hockey game, though.
Hell of a hockey game, and we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down right here on the Tip In.
Deceiving final score of 4-1. That wasn't a 4-1 game.
It was a 2-1 game.
For sure. For sure it was. So, yeah, we didn't do a podcast after they beat the Kings 5-2 on Thursday or Wednesday. Sorry, they only played 2 games this week, Wednesday, Saturday. I just want to briefly, quickly go back to the Kings game because I thought it was just it was a great game. Like, they kicked the Kings' ass. I thought they played really good. Overall, I really like the way the Leafs are playing here. Like, you're going to lose games. The Rangers are one of the best teams in the league. But going back to the Kings game quickly, little bit of Keefe's old habits kicking in the third period there when the Kings started mounting a little comeback. And Berube says, no thanks. Okay. Calls a timeout right after the second goal, and he just goes to town. Holmberg, Tavares, just letting them fucking have it. Loved it, Chad. Just loved it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair to Keefe, he did call a lot of timeouts last year.
Never worked, though.
No, it never really worked. And I did like it, too. I absolutely loved the timeout because they were but isn't that sort of common? You get that big a lead that you just kind of you put it in neutral and you're like, we're just going to glide all the way to the finish line.
5-0 going into the third, man.
But LA came out and they were just taking it to the Leafs. And they got 1. And then they got 2. And then Berube said, hey, stop that shit. Did you see the video comparing the practices?
No.
Okay. There's a video out there where someone has a clip. And it's probably not fair, but it is funny to watch. And it's like a Keefe practice versus a Berube practice. And the Keefe practice, the music is just blaring.
Yeah.
And Marner's doing the gritty beside the net.
Oh, yeah.
In his skates.
Those days are over.
And then it cuts to the Berube practice, and they're all lined up against the boards on one knee. And he's at the other side just fucking screaming at them.
Berube, yeah?
Yeah, just like losing it on them for not trying hard enough.
No, I didn't see that.
It's crazy.
But I saw the episode of the Blueprint that came out where it was like the extended version. Did you see it? It basically all around Berube. It was pretty good. It was short. They could have added some more stuff in there. But anyway, we'll go to Saturday night here. So 4-1 loss to the New York Rangers, who are just fucking humming along. The Rangers look incredible. Like, I don't want to say are going to run away with the Metro because I think the Devils will have a thing to say about that. But how can you not see the Rangers and the Devils fighting for top spot in the Metro? I don't really see any other team in that division getting there. Do you not think?
Yeah, the way it looks now, for sure. And I mean, they have Shesterkin, so
let's talk about this guy.
That puts them at the top.
Just lights out, man. He was making $10 all night long. The best player on the ice for either team. Stolarz was really good as well. Don't get me wrong. Little injury scare there almost for Stolarz. You thought, what do we got here? Joseph Woll 2.0?
No, because we saw the injury.
Yeah, he's like, but I'll tell you one thing. If that was Joseph Woll, guaranteed pulls the shoot. They're losing. He pulls the shoot. Guaranteed. Want to know why? Because we got a little softy pants on our hands here with Joseph Woll. Little softy pants. And Stolarz looks like a fucking guy who could potentially play through something that's bothering him or doesn't feel quite right. Like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, he got poked with the stick in the back of the leg.
Right in the bean. Oh, I thought it was right in the beans.
Oh, it might have been right in the beans. I thought it was like the back of the leg and the knee. But yeah, he got through. He played. He gave you a chance to win. It wasn't Stolar's fault. In the first game of the year when they lost to Montreal, when we did the podcast and they were talking, people were like Montembeault stood on his head or whatever. I didn't think so. I was like, I thought he played good, but he kind of got lucky. And the Leafs just couldn't like they hit how many posts and crossbars?
Yeah.
Last night, they got goalied.
Oh, 100%.
Like that was Shesterkin put on a clinic.
So
I mean, you can say the Leafs did a few too many pretty passing plays a couple times when they could have shot the puck, but they had their chances to score. They had plenty of chances to score, and this guy was just fucking unreal. Unreal.
He's a UFA, right? We talked
Yep.
about this briefly before. Now, I don't see how in any way, shape, or form the New York Rangers would be willing to let this guy go. But like, can you price yourself out of New York? I mean, they're as big a market as you get, like financially. So, but apparently he turned down a contract extension in the summer, like he wants north of 10 or whatever. So I don't know. I touched on this before, but I'm telling you right now, I don't care. Stolars, Wall, Hildeby, or all three of them combined. I don't care. I'll take one Shesterkin over the three of the other guys combined.
Yeah.
Like, you imagine that guy in net for you in the fucking playoffs? Like, come on. Like a healthy Shesterkin, he's winning you games on his fucking own on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
So, not to blow up the rumor mill or whatever, but if Mitchie wants the whole bag come next summer, I'm I'm sending that bag to New York, and I'm saying, I'm sniffing around the Rangers, and I'm saying, you interested in over here, bud? Like, it could only be, they at least couldn't match an 8-year extension. So it would be only 7 years. So obviously he's going to end up getting money with New York. Or more money with New York. It's a pipe dream, I know, but could you just imagine? Could you just imagine that guy in the pipes?
Crazy. And last night kind of like proved the whole point of why are goalies not paid like the rest of the league?
He's the best player on the fucking team. Okay, Panarin.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, they're throwing out $8.5 million or whatever he's getting offered, like $64 million.
That's crazy.
8 by 8.
Got to be north of that.
But like last night, you had Matthews, Marner, Nylander all making millions more than what Shesterkin is being offered by the Rangers.
Yeah,
they couldn't get by him.
No,
like I don't understand why a goalie can't be the highest paid player on the team if he's the best player on the team.
Dude, I don't know what Panarin's making. Is it 10? Is it 11? I don't know.
I think he makes just over 10.
I'm not making, if I'm Shesterkin or his agent, whatever, like that's where the number starts right there, because I'm the best player on the fucking team. So
yeah, I think he's looking for that. He's looking for big time money.
He deserves it. Look at him.
I know, but there's this whole thing that goalies just don't get paid like the players.
He's cashing in here. Like I think it starts at Panarin's contract. Maybe it's the same as Panarin's, and that's probably fair because Panarin is fucking lights out too. He had 10 points, I think, the other night in a game or some crazy shit like that, or 6, or I don't know. Fuck, he's been hot. They've been hot off the top. But anyway, not a lot I didn't like. Like, it would have been nice if they could have buried a few goals, but I get it. Shesterkin, I understand it. But the power play, man, fails us again. 0 for 3 again in this game. Like, I like the fact that they have moved Ekman Larson up on the top unit, but the 4 other guys remain the same. Matthews, Nylander, Marner, Tavares. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's still not good enough. Like, just pop one fucking in the net. Like, just dirty it up a bit. Get in front of the fucking you can, like, make it a little more. Shesterkin was good. Could have made it a little bit more difficult on him. Do you not think?
Oh, they could have had. Yeah, it could have been more difficult, but they had their chances. I personally, people are gonna probably hate me for saying this. I would probably take JT off.
Have to do it.
Like, he's a step behind. He had a couple shots last night. Like, he's the guy in front of the net, and he's shooting it right at the goalie. And not only that, he's not getting it off very quick. He's stopping it, and he's setting up and then shooting. I don't know. Try Knies, maybe. Somebody who can one-time it, who can stand in front of the net.
Yeah. Big ball. Yeah, Knies will stand right. He'll park his fucking big ass right in front of the net, and he won't fucking move. He'll just stand there and whatever. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I want to see something give. Speaking of Tavares,
because I thought the power play, the third one where they needed to score because they were down was awful. But the other two, they had their chances, but it seemed like JT was where the puck went to die.
Like, I think him coming back from the illness, he hasn't looked the same. I think he's fighting. Specifically, like, I'll just be straight. Like, I think clearly the Nylander, Domi, and
Bobby
McMahon, like, you're not changing that up anytime soon. The chemistry between the three of them looks incredible. I like the way Knies looks with Matthews and Marner. I know the points haven't come yet, but give it time because
they're controlling the play.
Rumor has it it's gonna come soon.
Well, that's what she said.
So I wouldn't worry about that. But the third and the fourth line, very impressed there too. It's got an identity. Lorentz, I like the way he plays. Reeves, Camp looks good down there, although I still would trade Camp to move the money out in a heartbeat. Have somebody else fill that spot, but what?
But it looks good.
Looks good. No, what doesn't look good?
The third line.
Tavares, Robertson, and Holmberg. Absolute dog shit. They look fucking terrible, man. Come on, let's be serious. Call it what it is.
It does look bad. It looks terrible.
They weren't mustering up any chances. They were brutal in their own end. Those three, I would change that fucking whole third line completely.
What do you do with them? If you're not going to touch the other lines, what do you do with them?
I guess you have to keep...
I mean, you will have Yarncroc coming back.
So then Pacioretty and Yarncroc with Tavares and see how that looks.
Okay.
Something different. Something else, man. Because that was, I mean,
there's no chemistry out there at all.
Oh, fuck,
it's like everybody playing for themselves. There's nothing going on out there. Yeah, I feel bad for JT. Maybe you're right. Maybe it has something to do with the illness over Thanksgiving when he was just, apparently he was just KO'd. But he's just like, he just doesn't look good. He looks terrible so far to start this year.
I don't know what his role is, man. Like, I don't know what
his third line center.
I know, but like he's not giving you anything on the power play. Like you got to be honest with this guy. And
he's not a power play guy anymore, or he's a second unit power play guy, but he's not a top power play guy. If he on a normal team, would the third line center normally be on the top power play?
Not a chance.
But on this one, he is.
Give him the second unit, and like you just got to be honest with the guy. Like you got to realize, like you're on the decline, Johnny. It's not the fucking same. Like it's not the same. Like third line center might soon become fourth line center, real quick. Like I don't even know if he could play that role. A heavy physical. Like could you see him between Lorentz and Reeves? I'm not sure that I could.
He's got too much natural talent to be stuck at fourth line. I think he needs new wingers on the third line, and that will help.
He had chemistry with Pacioretty in preseason. Put him back there and maybe get Yarncroc into the lineup and see what the fuck is up. I don't know. Yeah. Something different.
It just it's not that third line's not working. But at the same time, like you said, the three lines look good. The first, second, third line look good. The defense looks amazing.
Dude, Ekman Larson
has been solid, and the system, the 5-on-5 play that this team's playing from their end to the neutral zone to the O zone.
Love it.
Unbelievable. Like they never played like this under Keith in the regular season.
How many times
turn it on in the playoffs, but not in the regular season?
How many times did we talk in previous seasons about like when Keith's system and all that? Like this is not a winning recipe for success. Not a winning recipe
in the playoffs.
No, absolutely
they won a shit ton in the regular season.
For sure. I think you can even, for sure, this is built for the playoffs, but I think you'll see them win more regular season games if they play like it's the fucking playoffs. Like they
won't lose games to teams that are bottom of the league like they did last year. They're not going to throw away points because you'll beat those teams if you play like that.
That would be nice.
San Jose is not going to beat you if you come out and play like that.
That would be real nice for a change. But yeah, I know it's early, but I love the way they're playing. Like Berube seems to have them bought in immediately. So it's very
I don't think they have a choice, man.
No, they don't. Like you can't not listen to that guy. He'll fucking kill you. Like you imagine how literally, you imagine how many of the guys in training camp and even when he was hired in the offseason were like YouTubing old Craig Berube fucking fights and shit. He was a fucking murderer, man.
Like he was an animal.
Holy shit. Talk about like he's one underrated tough guy. Like when some of his fights when he played for the Flyers, like he only played for the Leafs for like one season, right? But like when he played for the Flyers, he was just an ass kicker, man. No nonsense, no bullshit. He would fucking pound you. So yeah, there would be like his age right now, he would beat the shit out of Mitch Marner. Like it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. You know that's true.
But he's not gonna beat the shit out of Mitch.
No, I know.
You imagine he just fucking stormed in the dressing room. He's like, Mitch, jerseyed him, beat the shit out of him in front of everybody.
Yeah, I didn't mean on the IR. I didn't mean like literally, but like if he wanted to.
Oh, he could.
But anyway.
Yeah,
you imagine him in the shower? Holy fuck! Do not drop the soap.
I wouldn't go in. I just wouldn't go in.
No,
I'd
you
like
couldn't.
have my towel, peek around the corner, see him in there with his horse cock, and turn around, walk right the fuck.
Yeah, you'd have to, man.
That'd be the end of that. But anyway,
No, you can't you can't take your chances. You can't take your chances in the shower with that beast
no.
roaming around. And you never know
Absolutely.
what shenanigans he's gonna pull on you. So
Oh,
I could see
true.
him having some wild towel tricks and just all kinds of
Oh.
crazy shit.
Stuff we probably never even heard of.
No,
We've
no,
never seen in our life.
no. Oh my god.
What were we
So
talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about the third line, just like Pacioretty and whatever. Oh no, we were talking about the system, just how
yeah.
good it's looked early, and there's a lot of things to like for sure, without a doubt. So yeah, man. I guess I don't really have a lot else on the game. Wall said that he did a little interview, said it was a little groin tweak. Imagine that, little groin tweak.
Did you hear him explain it?
Oh, he didn't want to explain it.
Yeah,
Didn't
he's
want to.
like,
Don't want to talk about it, guys.
I showed up the day of and just didn't feel right, couldn't go. I'm like, what does that mean? How do you show up on game day when you were at practice the day before and played a game the day before that, and then you show up and you're like, can't go?
I would have asked him, like, was this the same thing that happened before Game 7 in Boston last year?
Same injury?
Because we never really got an answer there as to what happened. He just pulled the chute and then went home for the summer and never fucking heard about it. So I don't know. I'd get a little more aggressive with him. Like, he seems like a nice dude. He's like ear to ear smile. And so he should be, because he just signed a $4 million contract. He's not even fucking dressing for the games.
You know what? I have a theory on that.
Okay.
I have a theory on that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think Tree Living last year got completely hammered. One night he just got shit faced. He meant to text Matthew Nyes and be like, I want to extend you now.
Yeah.
Because I just love you. But you know what it's like? You text the wrong person when you're drunk.
Yep, not the
sitting
best.
on his couch. He's 12 beers deep, has a whole fucking conversation with Joseph Wall thinking it's Matthew Nyes.
Yeah.
Extends him, and then he wakes up in the morning. He's like, fuck.
I think you're right. That makes
extended Wall.
Sense. That makes perfect sense. So,
and now Matthew Nyes is just going up, up, up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That's what happened.
How that goes. But yeah, you're definitely right there. I would say with Wall too, though, quickly, like, he seems like a very happy-go-lucky guy.
And he is a good goalie.
But I don't care how good you are. If you can't fucking play, you're not doing us any fucking good. So, like, I'm not saying don't be fun or don't whatever, but you might want to take things a little more serious here, bud. Like, the fan base turns quick, in case you haven't noticed, real quick. So
if he's slated to start, I think they're going to probably put him in this week. If something happens and
I don't think so.
You don't think? They have a back-to-back coming up, right?
Yeah, he's not playing that.
You don't think he'll be on the second night of the back-to-back?
No, I don't.
Okay. What about next Saturday? What about a week from now?
I think they play Thursday. So a lot of games this week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Thursday, Saturday at the earliest. Monday, Tuesday. I don't think so.
Okay, so let's say
he'll tweak something Tuesday morning.
Let's say Saturday. Let's say Saturday. So after Thursday's game, for all day Friday, they're like, Joseph Wall's going to go. He's going to play Saturday night. He's our guy. He's starting. They interview him Friday. He's like, I feel good. I'm ready to go. Saturday, he can't go.
Oh, fuck.
Do you think the fan base turns then? That's it.
Like,
get rid of this guy.
I'm willing to give the guy another shot, but like,
I think most people are. But you were just saying, well, they'll turn quick. Do you think they would turn that quick?
Yeah, I do. Because I think a lot of people already have. Like, my mind is pretty much made up on this guy. And what I mean by that is, when we need him to play, he won't be able to do it. He won't be able to do it. So what's the fucking point of it? I want to just go with Stolarz and keep giving Hildeby games, because it looks like those two are going to be able to play when we need them. Number 60 won't be. And that's the thing that's going to make it even worse. If he starts the playoffs and he's killing it, and we're one game away from elimination, like eliminating whoever in the first round, and he pulls the fucking chute, like, you know what's going to happen. He'll play games this year, but you watch. If he gets back in and he gets a stretch of games here before the end of the month, which I think he will, sometime in November, sometime in December, before Christmas, he will be injured again. What's the percentage of that?
How long?
Very high.
How long does he have to play before people won't turn on him?
I want to see the full season.
So
Don't get injured.
He's got to come back and not get injured again.
He gets injured every fucking couple months.
What if he comes back, he plays great, and then February he tweaks something?
No. Well, okay, that's great. But then that's great. You had 4 months there, but then you got injured again. So so great. So then what am I going to think going into May?
So why even okay, if that's your mentality, then why even keep him around?
That's my mentality.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to pull the chute yet. I'm willing to, but they just signed the gig. Like his extension hasn't even kicked in, man. So what are you going to do? Like, I think there would be suitors for him, but you got to get a stretch of games to show that this guy can play. Like, what happens when he becomes untradeable? Then what? Like, if he gets hurt 2 more times, say he comes back, plays 2 weeks, hurt again, comes back, plays 2 months, hurt again. The fan base is going to be like, what are we fucking doing here?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
He is so lucky that Stolarz and the Beast have played so good to start the year.
Yeah, because he's got no heat on him.
Yeah, if this was last year and he was slated to be number 1 and Samsonov was the backup and Samsonov was shit in the bed, the heat on Wall would be insane right now. He's so lucky. Stolarz, like, I have you even thought about Wall?
No,
the last 2 weeks?
No.
You're just like, Stolarz is starting. Great. I love it.
I don't care who's in net. Play
you
well
do if
and win.
Bad.
Yeah, no, like if you're winning games and you're stopping the puck, I don't care who's in net. I don't care if it's Stolarz, Wall, or Hildeby. If you can stay healthy, if you can give the team a chance to win, that's all I fucking care about. I don't care which one of the 3 of them it is. It doesn't matter to me. It's completely
as long as they're playing well.
Completely irrelevant, man. Just like as long as you can show that you can give us nightly action and you're not going to pull the fucking plug on us, leave us high and dry when we need you the fucking most.
Well, like, yeah, it's not like Joseph Wall is a wily old veteran who's played 150 games in the league.
He's a rookie.
He's barely played. Stolarz hasn't played that many games, but he's played more than Wall, and Hildebeest hasn't. So yeah, you're right. Who cares who it is?
Yeah.
Wanting it, take it and run with it.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
All right, you got a top 5. You want to do a little top 5 action here?
Sure.
All right, so let's do a little top 5 action. Maybe top 5 bad things we haven't liked so far, top 5 good things, something like that. I got a few things. There's been a lot of good, but there's been some bad as well. So do you want to start with some bad stuff and then we'll end on the good stuff? Sure. Look at us, eh? Like,
look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought? Huh? Not me.
Look what Berube's done to us, man. He got us in the showers and just tore us apart, man. So
he straightened us out quick.
Yeah, like it's no more bad. It's just all rainbows.
There were 3 of us, but he murdered one.
Yeah, that's true.
Three of us went in. Only 2 came out.
We had to make a sacrifice, but we're better off in the end here. So what do you got? What do you got? I got some.
Do bad or
do some bad. I'm sure we'll have the same stuff here, but I do have it like in order from like worst or least worst to most worst, and like least good to best good.
Watch that fucking grammar.
I don't give a
watch that
shit,
grammar.
Man. I'm not a fucking.
I had so at the bottom of my list, because I guess I'm not as worried about it as you, but I had Wall on there, like tweaking something at the start of the game, not great, or at the start of the year, not great.
He was my number 1 bad thing.
Oh no.
Like right out of the gates, like before, like right out of the gate.
No, I'm just saying that's where I had it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I'll just just so we don't spend a ton of time on it. Like if you say something, we'll go back and forth, whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but I had him at number 1 because right out of the gates, he couldn't play.
Right.
Like out of the fucking gates, he couldn't play.
What'd you have next?
Okay. Next for me was, the Liljegren. Like just Liljegren seems to have lost his way, cannot find it. They put him back in for a game against LA. He's right back out. Look, completely lost. By far their worst defenseman against the Kings. So Liljegren
there's a writer for The Athletic. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a big stats guy. And he has written for years on like how the upside of Timothy Liljegren and how great he is or whatever. I've never seen it on the ice, and Berube sure has no fucking time for it.
No, absolutely not. Not a Berube guy. I think it's over for Timothy Liljegren in Toronto. They've got, if Hakanpää can get healthy and they've still got that Myers guy kicking around, I think those two guys are probably better suited for that 5-6 role than Liljegren. I think it's over for Liljegren personally.
Agreed. I had Liljegren on my list too.
What do you got next?
Next on my list, I had the power play.
Yeah.
Just
brutal.
Not good.
Again, no. What can you say?
Thought it might be digging itself out after the Kings game.
Right.
But then, and maybe the Shesterkin factor had something to do with it because they did have some chances and he made some huge saves. But at the same time,
no,
you're bottom of the league in the power play.
It's big time concerning, man. It's
big time concerning. And the lack of change, the lack of trying something, or like you say, trying different personnel, putting different players is mind boggling to me. How you can't be like, sit one of them, especially sit JT.
100%, man. For me, just so like getting towards the end here, for the bad, for me, not all bad, but like the center ice position, I don't think is good enough to win a Stanley Cup. Matthews, Domi, Tavares, Kampf. I mean, sure, 34, but Domi, hey, I like the way Domi and Nylander, McMahon look, but
he's not a centerman.
Domi, Tavares, Kampf as your 2, 3, 4. I don't think that spells Stanley Cup.
I don't mind Tavares and Kampf, but I would love, you know who I would love? I would love Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, well, that ship has sailed, but
can we find another? Can we find another guy exactly like that?
There's guys
put
out
him on
there.
A second line center. That's what I want.
There's guys out there that we'll see what happens. But anything else negative before we move to the positives?
The one thing I had was, and this really has nothing to do with the team, but I have noticed a lot of empty seats in the building.
Oh,
I don't know if you read this. I've noticed the stadium's a little quiet during the game.
Yes, but
well, just like everything else with inflation, like Leaf ticket prices are insane.
Oh, fuck.
And the people who have the tickets who don't go to the game, they can't even resell them.
It looked packed last night. I wasn't seeing.
Yeah, well, Saturday night's different, but during the week, like, it's just anyway. I just thought,
it costs a fucking fortune.
I wish MLSE would take those tickets and be like, just give them. Like, could you imagine? You know, when they go to Buffalo or Ottawa and it's just fucking a madhouse.
Yeah.
Put those people in those empty seats. Just give them the tickets.
Yeah,
you shouldn't see empty seats in a quiet build. Like that home opener was pathetic.
Yeah, well, it was pathetic. But maybe just like when the high end teams roll in, maybe that's when the ticket prices are high. But make it more affordable when like the Sabres roll in or Ottawa. No, not maybe. I don't know. Like
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but
like
when supply and demand, man.
When Seattle, no, I know, but yeah, you're right. You're right. People will pay it anyway, so why would you lower it? I get it. Okay, anyway.
You want to do good?
Yeah, let's
end it on good stuff.
Let's end it on good stuff. I would say, I mean, the biggest one for me, obviously, the absolute biggest one is the Berube effect here. It's just like without a doubt, the right hire. It seems to be working. There seems to be a lot of buy-in. Some guys still getting used to it. It's going to take time. It's still early. But if this thing really gets humming the way Berube wants it to be, like if this team really starts playing the way Berube wants it to play, could be very dangerous. I really love the Berube effect. He was clearly the right guy for the job. And
when you see in game 4 or 5, whatever in the season, when you see like William Nylander throwing his body into the boards to get the puck, to dig the puck back on a cycle that's been lost in the cycle. When you see stuff like that happening, like where that's got to be coming from Berube. Like he's just got to be getting into their heads. Like this is how you play. It's awesome. I love watching it.
I love it too, man. I think he's been just such a, I don't know, breath of fresh air. They needed a change. They needed a change behind the bench, and it just looks like this was the right guys. So I'm loving Berube so far. What else?
I'll throw in his boss, Tree Living, because I think from the Berube signing, but also so far everything he's done in the offseason, Ekman Larson, Tanev, Stolars, even like re-signing Domi and getting Bobby McMahon and all that done. Like he has knocked it out of the park as well. Everything looks good that he's put on this team.
You kind of just summed up everything I had left there. But like, so I had like
Well, I'm just saying, like
the
Tree Living did a great job.
The team defense, overall team defense, much better. But the 6 guys back there, man, even Riley's looking better. Like, just he's looking more defensively.
He has an amazing partner now.
I know. Tanev. I've been so impressed with Ekman-Larsson. I think Larsson's been the best. I think he's been the best of the 6. I really do. Like,
he's getting played like it.
I've been so impressed with Ekman-Larsson back there. And, you know, McCabe, Benoit, whatever, Timmins. I want to see Hakanpää get in. I wouldn't mind seeing the Myers get in either. But just the
by
overall,
bringing in Tanev and Larson, huge. Benoit, McCabe,
huge.
Timmins, they can all play in positions that they're comfortable with. But they're not being thrown into top pairings or top 4 or anything like that.
No, and they're not
good signings.
They used to be so fucking soft back there, and they're not anymore. Like, they're just not soft. Like, they're not going to be pushed around and shit anymore. So
yeah,
I love it.
I forget what I read the stat. I forget what it is, but they're like leading the NHL in like expected goals against. Like, their defense and goaltending has just been.
You know what they say? Well, you know what they say about stats.
No, what?
You didn't see the bit on Overdrive where they're talking about stats?
No.
They're like, well, the stats are for losers. Stats are for nerds, and nerds.
Yeah, they always play that.
Stats are for nerds, and nerds are losers, and stats are losers.
Who's the clip? It's not Travis? Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Travis Kelce's brother.
Yeah.
Stats are for nerds. Nerds are losers. Losers. Therefore, losers. Stats are for losers. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So,
but this stat just shows that their defense is just solid. Like, they haven't had great defense, great defensive game.
No.
And they have one now, or they have for the first few games.
I'll just combine these as 2, and then I've got one more left, but I think we'll probably have the same thing at the end there. Just you goals against, down, and depth scoring. McMahon's been burying it early in the season. Lorentz, they've just gotten contributions throughout. Like, Patch Reddy when he was in the lineup.
You said it earlier. The fourth line has been great,
real good. But getting some depth scoring early, like, it's nice to see. So,
do you have a number 1, or is this just?
Well, that tied in with like the goals against, which would lead, like the goals against being down. I know there was a 4-pack last night, but it was really a 2-1. Did they score 2? Yeah, they scored 2 empty netters, right? It was a 2-1 game.
Yeah, it was a 2-1 game. They got 2 empty netters.
2 empty netters. So really, Stolarz has only given up, every time he's played, he's given up 2 or less. That's impressive, man. So
that's all you ask. That's a stiff hawk. All you ask for.
Yeah, it's getting a little, it's spreading out a little wider than a hawk if this keeps going, but not yet. But no, the number 1 for me is it is Stolarz, 100%. He's just taken the opportunity early with Wall not being able to go, and he's just been like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it, boys. I got it, no problem. Awesome. And that's exactly how he looks every night in the net, is it not? I got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and we were saying that just give us that. We don't care who's in net. Just give us that.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me, brother. We got to. Yep, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Listen, everybody, for the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. On YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment on the video. You can follow us on TikTok at the Tip In Podcast, on Twitter or X, Tip In Pod. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And for those in the hockey pool, we'll see who's in first place next week, because today's the last day.
Yeah, it all
starts this week.
Yeah, for this all starts over again tomorrow, right?
Yeah, new matchup tomorrow.
Yeah, anyway. Cool, man. Cool.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
We will.
Hey, listen to this. Monday night, little action on Amazon Prime for the first time. So don't forget, no TSN, no Sportsnet. Amazon has the Leafs game this Monday and next Monday. Not only that, Chad, just before we go, back-to-back, Tampa Bay on Monday, and our old friends, the BJs. The Leafs are traveling to Columbus to play the BJs on Tuesday. Can't wait for that. So we'll be back after that, back-to-back, to break it all down. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you later.
Catch you later.
Hit the wrong thing there. Hit the wrong thing
say,
there,
where'd you hit?
folks. Okay.
Let's try that again. Catch you later.
Catch you later. You're listening to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast with your hosts, Chad and Dale.